Welcome back to the #1 podcast in the Middle East. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Rafi.
When did you actually start seeing some improvements, or you're like, okay, wait, I'm actually good at this?
So around 7-8 months down the line, I had already lost like about 11-12 kilos and I had my first amateur fight. And I won my second round TKO, mashallah. So obviously that was the time that I was like, okay, yo, I love this. Like, this is like the best feeling I've ever had. The moment my hand was raised, I felt like I was on top of the world.
Come on.
There's nothing till now that can beat that.
Yeah.
I promise you, nothing.
Have you ever been scared of an opponent?
100%. Yeah, 100%.
How come?
Not scared of any opponent. Alhamdulillah, I don't think I fear any man. But scared of the outcome. Because, you know, when you have personal figures like your father and your mother watching, you have that little fear of disappointment. When I told my friends, listen, I'm going to take boxing up. Like, I hate it now, but I think I'm going to be good at it. And I want to maybe be national champion one day.
Right.
Bro, my friends at that time, they looked at me and they started laughing. And I remember this like the back of my hand. Because every time I see those guys, like when we have this conversation, I tell them, yeah, like I remember you laughing.
Yo, Rafi, what's up, man?
Alhamdulillah.
You good? You good?
Very good.
We're very happy to
Yeah.
have you here, honestly. You know, before we get into it, me and Omar are mostly excited for the podcast like this, which are a lot of people actually inquired us and reached out to us to bring you on.
Big time.
So it's actually our honor, and you know, we love giving the people what they want.
Yeah, Rafi, big time, bro. As he said, like a lot of people, even everyone in the boxing scene, outside the boxing scene, just kept telling us like Rafi. And I think everything has its time, and here we are.
Alhamdulillah. I mean, really happy to be here.
Yeah.
I always thought the show was pretty cool, so it's nice to be on it.
Appreciate you, man. No, appreciate you. Glad to have you here. All right, let's get started into it, right? I always like to start from zero, from everyone who comes on the show. Where did you grow up, and how was it?
So I grew up here my whole life. I mean, obviously Dubai is a little bit of a bubble, as you guys know. So living here is like very mixed. You know, like you don't get the outside experience, but it's a different type of life here.
Right.
But I'm very grateful that my parents brought me here from India. It's a lot safer. You know, we're like top 1% of the world. You know, you got to be very grateful every morning you wake up.
Big
You
time.
know, the opportunities here are endless.
Big
Alhamdulillah,
time.
yeah, very happy.
Big time.
At what age did you get into boxing?
So I got into boxing when I was 14.
Yeah.
But the only difference was like, even though I started a bit later than most good boxers, after 14 I never stopped, bro. Like the moment I stepped into the gym when I was 14, I came here to lose weight. So my mom told me to go to the gym.
Right.
And I showed up 6 times a week, every week.
What made you start?
I was honestly just my mom telling me like, listen, go to the gym, you gotta lose some weight.
Why boxing?
You fat?
I was really fat.
How fat?
That's interesting.
So I actually have a picture. Can I?
Yeah,
show
of
you?
course, of course.
Yeah. So
You
I
can send
was,
it to us so we can put it in the.
yeah,
As
so
a-
I was extremely overweight.
Seriously?
And, I used to play a lot of video games as well.
Right.
So when I was like 14 during COVID time and stuff, like it was getting out of control. And what my parents were suggesting, like I started doing some fitness or some sort of physical activity. But I was not really interested in going to the gym and lifting weights. Like I find that really boring.
Yeah.
Till now.
No, not till now. Because
Okay.
now I do it because it's more necessary for me to do it.
Right.
Because I have to do it.
Right.
It's different. But it's not something I want to do. I don't look forward to it.
Yeah.
Like I look forward to sparring. I look
Right,
forward
right.
to shadow boxing. I look forward to hitting the bag.
Seriously.
Yeah, I do. Every single day.
We'll get into that in a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, would be interested in seeing the photo.
And I got it right here. Just give me a quick second.
Dude,
That was me when I was 14 when I
Wow.
No way.
that's
Yeah.
fat.
Yeah, you can zoom in on that real quick.
That's really
That's
fat.
growth right there, wallah.
Yeah.
Big time. Damn.
But that must have been as well as much as it's very difficult as a physical challenge. That's also must have been a mental
Big time.
challenge. So
Yes.
what was it like in that phase? You know, probably maybe I'm assuming some people you were getting bullied, or other people are telling you some things.
So with bullied in Dubai, obviously like here picking on other people is very normal.
Yeah.
Oh.
People on the outside think it's not very usual here because it's a fancy country, but no, actually, a lot of people get picked on.
Right.
Me, I didn't get picked on much when I was younger, but when I was during time, like verbally, I was picked on a lot. Physically, not too much, but I was definitely picked on, But that was not the reason for me to really be in the gym. Like for me to be in the gym was because my dad picked on me.
How do you deal with people calling you fat?
To be honest,
Did you care?
I didn't really care. No, at first I didn't really care. Obviously, it's different, right? And during those times, I'm so young, I'm not really thinking about it too much.
Play Fortnite?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty good.
Yeah.
When my dad started calling out, saying this and that, that's what really cut deep. So So one day what I did was like I was playing some video games. I ordered some KFC at like 2 a.m. And it's a real story. My dad walks into my room and he's like, "What are you doing with your life?"
Damn.
And
He
then
said
I went to the bathroom. I looked in the mirror. I was like, "Well, what am I doing with my life?" So
Mind
what I
you,
did
he's
at that
young.
time, because I was so mad, I took a trimmer and started shaving my head.
You went bald.
I went bald.
And
So
you were-
my thing was, now I hate how I look. Until my hair grows back, I'm not stepping out of the house until I have abs.
You're not seven. Oh.
Yeah.
Like in the house.
And then in 10 months, I lost 18.5 kilos and I have abs.
Mashallah.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's
In that
that's
phase,
pretty
what
good.
made you stay consistent during hard times? Did you ever think about quitting or stopping?
Oh, every day.
Hmm.
When you're really unhealthy, and when even like the average kid can destroy you in all sorts of physical activity, it makes you feel a certain type of way.
Right.
You know, obviously you don't get much attention from the females as well when you're that big.
Big
you know?
time.
So,
Dude, I feel like like that's also one thing. The physical aspect is bad, the mental aspect is bad, and you don't have a drive.
yeah.
You know, I think when you're fat, right? And I personally think fat shaming is good to an extent, right? Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why.
That's
The hot
interesting
take. Let me tell you why. You're not, listen, you cannot fat shame someone who has diabetes. He has an actual issue,
No,
right?
100%.
In his body. But you can't fat shame someone who chooses to eat McDonald's every day.
Yeah, 100%.
You can't do that. You
100%.
can't.
No,
Right?
like,
No, let me
definitely.
tell you why. Let me tell you why. So,
Yeah.
because you can actually modify his choices by you telling him that. Yes, it can seem as bullying to the public, right? But if you insist on him, he'll change it. And like, let me tell you this: as a fat person, where is your like drive? What are you driven to do every single day? Eat, play video games. What is your drive? Right? It's not necessarily you have to be healthy to be complete everything in life, but it's just the idea, right? Where's your drive? Where's your commitment? Where's your discipline?
For me, it's more that like it's something money can't buy.
Big
You
time.
know? So that's why like I respect people who are physically fit because that shows like you're
Yeah.
consistent in something.
Big time.
That's true.
Okay, whatever you do, like if you were consistent to show up somewhere and get things done,
Mm.
that shows something about you.
Mm.
Like my respect, it's not that I'm like, however what people want to be, I'm a very like to myself person.
Right.
So however people want to be, they can be. But I'm in the physical industry, and that's how I think about it. Like, if a fat person walks in and a fit person walks in, I'm not judging either. But automatically, subconsciously, I already have more respect for the fit
Yeah.
person. I can't control that.
Yeah.
And that's the truth of it.
That's
That's
human
what you
nature,
said,
right?
you know?
And a lot of people might deny it, but I'm very straightforward when it comes to these things.
I think
That's
I
true.
agree
No,
with you.
What you said is very true because it's impossible to get that physique or that level without consistency. That's 100%.
Discipline.
So, okay, at that stage, who was actually on your side though? Did you have any support and stuff like that?
Absolutely nobody other than my mother.
Hmm.
So when I told my
What about your
friends-
dad?
Huh?
What about your dad?
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
No.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's about
Okay,
the
tell me about
physical
this. Tell me.
I mean, listen, like my dad, like he's a very inspiring person towards me, but our relationship is very different to the normal father son.
Okay.
Okay, I think like the reason why I'm like here today is because of him.
Right.
But you know, he like his tough love is really tough love.
Tough love.
Yeah, so like he really, you know, when he told me like what are you doing with your life, he really meant like come on, dude, like this is not the type of son I want.
Right.
You know, so that made me realize like he's worked really hard. He came here as a hotel cleaner. You know
Wow.
what I mean? And to put us in a position where we are like, I have two siblings, we all studying gem school. Come on, man.
Yeah, big time.
Like,
That's a.
you know, that's such a little ask for his son to be healthy and happy. No, man, that's not.
Come on.
Yeah,
Hey,
it's like
big
the bare
props to
minimum.
you, bro.
The sacrifices they've done, the
But-
life they've been through.
When you're in moments like that, when I told my friends, listen, I'm gonna take boxing up. Like I hate it now, but I think I'm gonna be good at it, and I want to maybe be national champion one day.
Right.
Bro, my friends at that time, they looked at me and they started laughing.
Mm.
And I remember this like the back of my hand because every time I see those guys, like when we have this conversation, I tell them, yeah, like I remember you laughing. And you know they'll start pretending like that never happened.
Or it was a joke. Or
Yeah. But like,
And now
I
you're-
promise you, there's probably people who look at the Unfiltered show. They're like, oh, maybe the show's not this that. 2 years down the line, but they're like, yo, I always knew the show's a banger.
Damn.
That's
Yeah.
true, and everything
I
in there.
mean,
then.
Yeah, we
It's
see
part
it,
of it.
right? Yeah, we see it because like it's that's people hate no matter what until you start saying like, okay, or the show is actually like good, or this place is actually good, or this person is actually good. Then it starts working. Then you're like, oh my god, it's actually a good
that's
thing,
fuel.
right?
So yeah, taking
life.
it down so we continue the same time frame, obviously, of your life. When did you actually start seeing some improvements, or you're like, okay, wait, I'm actually good at this?
so around 7-8 months down the line, I had already lost like about 11-12 kilos and I had my first amateur fight. And I won by second round TKO.
Mashallah.
So obviously like that was the time that like I was like, okay, yo, I love this. Like this is like the best feeling I've ever had. The moment my hand was raised, I felt like I was on top of the world.
Come on. That's the shit.
There's nothing till now that can beat that feeling.
Yeah.
I promise you, nothing.
Come on, yeah, I can imagine, dude.
Yeah.
It's like
It's different.
override of joy.
Yeah.
So right now, let's just skip forward to what you are right now. You are right now, I think as it stands, if I'm not wrong, 3-time national champ
Yeah.
in boxing, right? So what do people don't see in becoming a 3-time national champ in the UAE?
I mean, obviously behind the scenes.
Right, explain.
You know, like the weight cuts, the injuries, the hard spars. Like, in no fight have I ever got stopped or hurt badly or even bled in any fight, actually.
You haven't bled in any fights?
Never.
Wow.
Never. And I think even standing 8 counts, I can count on my one hand how many
What?
standing 8s I've had.
It's
Which
a
is like when
good
the
knock,
referee
yeah.
counts you.
Yeah,
You
basically,
know,
it's
like
back
every
up,
time I lose, maybe
Yeah.
by like a point, or like I think judgment's not fair. But
Okay.
in the gym, man, I've got beat up. I've got beat
In the
up.
gym?
Yeah, I've got
Right.
beat up properly.
Who have you do you mind telling us?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
telling
pretty
us.
straightforward
Tell
about
us,
it.
tell us,
So,
tell us.
There's this Ugandan coach down in my
Right.
gym. Elite, he's a southpaw.
Right.
He beat the brakes off me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can
Southpaw.
comfortably say like he beat the brakes off me, you know. But I love having people like that around me
Come on.
because now I have a next target. Like now I know what type of level I'm trying to reach, and he's like a bigger brother to me.
Come
you know,
on.
like he helps me out all the time. And every time I spar with all these guys, Assad, Zaid, Adam,
Yeah.
if
Who
I'm not on
wins?
my A game, that's a problem.
Who wins?
I don't think I would know like who wins. Like,
Right,
I've never seen it
right.
like that.
Right.
And you know, a spar is not where you can determine who's the better
Yeah,
fighter. You know,
Oh,
like,
seriously? You think so?
1000%.
Come on, why?
I've seen so many guys being like very good at sparring. The moment
Right.
you step in the ring, that pressure gets to you.
Why? Like, because of the crowd and shit, right?
Yeah, the crowd. The
How
lights,
do you
the
deal with that?
referee. For me, it's more like I'm someone who prays 5 times a day,
Right.
Mashallah.
and I mean, of course, I think that's the bare minimum. But like having that in mind when you walk in to something, knowing that okay, you have belief in something that's bigger than all of that, nothing can really phase you.
Tawakkul, huh?
Yeah, tawakkul. Yeah.
Interesting.
And a lot of self-belief and constantly telling myself like there's just another person who's just in my way of what I need to get.
Right. What's your goal? What do you want to get?
I actually don't plan to make any money out of pro boxing.
You don't.
No.
Come on, why?
I mean, if I do, like that's a blessing. But as you guys know, like in the fighting scene, there's not much money in it. Okay.
There isn't.
Unless you choose more the influencer.
The influencer, yeah.
sort
Oh,
of it.
yeah.
And me, like that's not really my thing. Like I want to take the pro boxing side of it. And I want to do it because it's always something I want to do since I was a kid. Like, you know, I always like used to play UFC 2,
Mm.
and I was like, wow, this is so cool.
If
Used
you
to watch
wanna-
Conor McGregor when I was a little kid. I was like, this is so cool.
No, there's something I really want to say in the podcast as well.
Right.
You obviously know, you mentioned some people that you sparred with.
Uh-huh.
Of course, big shout out. You know, Zaid Tukhan, Asad Tukhan,
Yeah,
as well as Rayan Nashwan and all these people.
yeah,
Something all these people said in common is Muhammad Rafi is by far the best in
Yeah,
quality.
I'm gonna be honest with you. He's
any
a
any person that we've spoken to, they always lead to you. They always say, "Oh, he's the best. He's like that." So how did you get to this reputation?
big time.
Honestly, I didn't know I had this reputation.
Yeah,
for a
no,
long
you'll
time.
be surprised.
That's
Even
good.
the people reaching
You know?
out to us,
I think that's good.
They always tell me because you know, mashallah, of course, Asad's doing his thing in social media.
Yeah.
Rayan is starting as well, and everyone. But they all tell me Rafi is that guy in boxing. It's just he's not really on that social media or
Social
posting
media.
like that. But they're like as skill as the boxing itself. It's Rafi. Even people like will show you DMs and stuff like that. Get Rafi on the show.
Hmm.
He's the real like. You
And
know,
as we
heart of
said, everything
boxing.
has its time. So I mean, now we're here and
So
let's
like,
go.
Yeah, I mean, alhamdulillah, that's so like crazy to hear about
Right.
because you know, like I still see myself like every day I'm trying to beat me yesterday. I'm not
Ooh.
really focused on trying to be better than everybody else because that's not my goal.
Seriously?
Yeah, because there's always a bigger fish in the sea, bro.
Mm.
You gotta try to be bigger you.
He's
You
right.
know what I mean? Like that's what progression is.
Mm.
Like, you trying to be bigger than everyone. That's just ego, man.
Hey, you're shifting my mindset as we speak. I like this.
Yeah.
No, seriously.
That's it.
Seriously, I like it. I don't know. I think I've always heard people saying like, "Oh, I want to beat me than like be the version of me yesterday." But the idea is like, there is always a bigger fish in the sea. What are you gonna be better than who?
Yeah, no, 100%. But listen, when it comes to fighting, it's different.
Mm.
How come?
When I have an opponent lined up, I truly believe I'm better than him. Like I truly believe. That's the only time where a little bit of ego.
I feel like
pride
it's hard.
comes. What's hard about it?
Come on, okay. Let's just put this hypothetically. Let's
Yeah.
say like, I feel like sometimes it's hard to it's easy to tell yourself like, okay, I'm gonna beat him and I can beat him and I can beat him, but there's some part of your subconscious mind you'll be like, okay, maybe I can't. Do you fully go into the ring being like, okay, there is no way I lose this?
Yeah, 100%. Like
I mean, that's respect. I feel like that's
I've
that's
had
good.
31 amateur fights.
Right,
Out of that,
mashallah.
I think maybe 3, 4. I've went doubted myself and gone like, I don't know. This might be a sticky one.
Come on, that's human.
You know, yeah. You know, everyone has those where the mental might not be as strong as the
How do you prepare? How do you prepare before a fight?
Me? I mean, it's like, again, with amateurs, it's very short notice,
True.
right? So I'm always trying to be in shape all around the year.
Yeah.
So, you know, like when I have 2-3 week notices, the weight cut, the getting in shape, the conditioning is quick. You know, so I try to change shape like all around the year, and when the time comes, like
Let's
training
go.
2 times a day, putting everything aside, focusing on the mental, try not to go out too much, try not to be around anything negative. You know, really, really be on my prayers a lot more.
Yeah.
You know, be a lot more serious on that part as well. You know, get everything right. Because winning is not about just stepping in the ring. It's about winning in every single aspect before you step in the ring.
Wow.
I like that. I
You
really
know what
do.
I mean? That's how you truly win. I remember I told this to one of my friends, and he was like so shocked by this. Like, my fight doesn't start like on fight day. It starts on weighing day. It starts on the start of the camp. Every spar I have, every training I have, like that's when I know if I'm winning or losing.
Wow.
That's true.
These are some good words.
How
dude. I
did your
respect this.
relationship start with Coach Jalal?
Shout out to the goat.
Oh yeah, shout out to Coach Jalal.
Yeah.
Big time.
That's like my second father. He's like I can't even explain with words who he is to me. But wow, I do not think Coach Jalal liked me.
Oh, in the start, you didn't think he liked you?
I mean, see, Coach Jalal is a little bit of a hard shell on the outside, but
Right.
he's a very soft-hearted, big-hearted person.
Come on, yeah.
But you know, being a coach with that sort of experience obviously makes you a little bit hard shell.
No.
So when I first started training with him, he was very hard on me, and I never really spoke to him for like a while.
Like
You
spoke,
know?
okay.
Yeah, it was just I would show up to training and tell me what to do, and then bounce.
Go.
Yeah. But I think maybe like second, third year into my
What?
boxing career.
That was a very
Second,
long
third
time.
year?
Yeah, it's actually when I started getting close to my coach. So I
That's
always
crazy.
have that admiration, that respect, like, oh, it's my coach, bro.
Yeah.
But when I started seeing him more than as a coach, is like when you know, I would share some of my personal things, and
Yeah.
you know, he would tell me, give me these advices on fighting or outside fighting, and that just made me a fighter inside and outside of the ring. I feel like
Big
you know?
time.
Shaped my mentality in very different.
Yeah, I
ways.
feel like I feel like coaches don't only shape the physical side. I think they shape the mental a lot more than the physical. Because dude, you're gonna step into the ring with your brain also, right?
Yeah,
So you need that to be like on point,
yeah.
especially with
100%.
your dean, with what to expect, all that.
External factors as well, like the fight gets rushed, or the audience goes a little bit crazy, or mixed judgment.
Mm.
You know, like win or lose, like there's a certain type of way people should view you. The last thing you want to do, what I did myself, was after you lose, cause a problem.
You do that or you don't do that?
I don't do that now.
Oh, you use it?
There was a time, like one time I lost, and I thought judgment was so unfair that I wasn't having it.
After all the hard work you put in,
Come
like,
on, I can imagine it, dude.
This was bad because this was after my I went to the ISF World Championships, and I lost in semifinals to this Canadian guy, very very good fighter, like respect, and I lost him by a few points, and man, I was mad. And I was on something where like, okay, like this next fight, like this is personal to me.
Big time.
And then I had 2 fights. Semifinals I won unanimous, and finals I was being the best of 3 rounds, bro. I promise you. This was no judgment. There was nothing wrong. I knew everyone saw it. I saw it. And then the moment, like, they raised my hand, dropped my hand, and raised the other guy's hand.
No way.
No way.
How did that feel?
What the fuck?
The thing is, it's different, right? It's nationals.
Right.
So
So
it's different. That's it.
That's
I don't want to speak too much on it.
let's just keep it. Let's just keep it like that.
Yeah,
I
let's
think the
keep
point.
it. You know what I mean? Like,
Point has been made.
that's it.
So you're about to go pro. Like, did you always, since starting, do you ever have a vision or like taking this pro, or did you think like, okay, I'm just gonna do this. I want to get in shape.
On
Let's
May
just keep
8th
going.
as well, inshallah.
Yeah, inshallah.
Inshallah.
May 18th.
I absolutely did not think I was going to go pro.
Okay.
Okay, because the way people view pro and the way I view pro is very different.
Explain.
So I think the way people view professional is
Right.
that, oh, you get a license, you do a medical checkup, you're good enough, and you start boxing. No. Professional means you live, breathe, die for the sport. You know what I mean? When you wake up, training has to be like brushing your teeth. When you wake up, you have to think about boxing. Before you sleep, you need to think about boxing. To be a professional athlete, you are getting paid to put
Dude,
someone's
and
head
you
to a
become a
chance.
lethal weapon, bro.
No, you gotta be sharp 24/7, and that causes problems internally as well. Like like sometimes in public or in socials, sometimes like people might say something that you might just take as disrespect, like because you're always on guard, you're always so
Right,
tense.
right.
Like the 5 week camp, I try not to go outside as well because I'm so mentally telling myself certain things that sometimes maybe I might get into an altercation where like someone's saying something as a joke, I might not take it as a joke
Right.
because my mind's constantly
so locked
fight,
in.
fight.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So it's good to isolate yourself a little bit before that.
What are like what? So I'm interested now because a lot of things you just spoke about couldn't seem like cons to the normal person, right? Because you're so locked in, you're so disciplined, and you're cutting off yourself from these things that a normal human would enjoy.
Yeah.
What do you think are the pros for you then?
So first of all, I don't think I'm normal.
You don't think you're normal?
Because you said normal human. I don't think
Right.
I'm normal.
Okay,
Second is
I think that's good to think.
if they really
To an
want
extent.
all that more than winning, then they can have it. 'Cause,
Explain.
like,
Okay.
yeah, like you gotta
Alright.
sacrifice to be a winner. You gotta be a sacrificer to be like top 1%.
And if it's not you, it's gonna be someone else.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like, listen, think about you guys, right?
Right.
You guys are putting in overtime to do something that some people might respect, some people might not, but you're still putting it out there.
Yeah.
You're still doing what you gotta do. Like you reached out to me, bang, 2 days I'm here, now we're talking.
Big
You know
time.
what I mean? So that's the hustle. And now you could be all chilling, all friends together,
Right.
sitting down, having some chat.
Yeah, it is a sacrifice. I get that aspect. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's about what do you want
A
more?
winner has to sacrifice. That's the idea.
Now choose winning over just sitting down and having some
Of course,
chat. any day.
Going for it, you're gonna get rewarded. Everything in life is like what Mike says. Everything, all the success is actually luck, but you have to put yourself in positions to get lucky. You're not gonna get lucky if you're just sitting at home. But at the end of the day, it's gonna be an opportunity.
That's a really
But
good
with
one.
all the sacrifices, of course, good things happen. What was your best achievement or the best thing you felt in the sport of boxing?
Very good question, actually.
Yeah.
Very good
that's a
question.
pretty good question. I would definitely say like fighting for the UAE national team was something that made me very proud.
Tell us the full experience of that. The call
Yeah.
up, going
I
there.
don't
What
want to
was
go
it like?
much into the experience of it
Okay.
because I would say that mine was a little bit different compared to everyone else.
Yeah.
I want to say I had so much of a positive,
Mm-hmm.
but the whole factor of getting to the national team, like that made me feel a certain type of way.
Mhm.
I don't want to talk like how the experience was, but the whole ideology of it was very nice.
That's good. What about what fight felt the best, or which win felt the best to you?
I think there's a couple.
Hmm.
So I think there's a couple.
Top three.
Top three.
And why?
So there was a fight in FCC. I don't want to name this person,
Okay.
but there's one fight I had in FCC in 2023. Definitely one of my favorite fights. I watch it back every once in a while.
Welcome. How come?
Was it because of the performance, or was it because of opponent, or was it
Both.
the occasion?
Both.
Mm.
This is an opponent I respect like a lot, and he's actually in the pro scene right now.
Mm.
Yeah,
Wow.
and he's doing really good.
Some
Oh.
people will know what he's talking about.
Yeah, and he's doing really good.
You know
And
yourself.
Definitely, like my boys know what I'm talking about.
Mm.
Because I plan to like see him maybe next year.
Where?
Like, listen, bro, I'm a boxer on a podcast. What do you think?
In the ring. Yeah.
There's only one
Damn.
place you have.
Yeah, you're probably gonna see him.
Yeah, but
This could be in a very good.
that's what I mean. Like target.
Right.
Like
Right.
I like what he's doing,
Mhm.
but I would like it more if I had it. So I'm gonna take it.
Wow.
You know?
Dude, I feel like boxers, man, they're like, you know how people have sacrificed for sports?
Mm.
Boxing, you're not only sacrificing your body, but you're sacrificing like your brain and face. I don't know what to tell you, like physically, not even mentally. Dude, like you're getting punched up, like you're getting fucked up.
But I feel like it's mental as well. What do you think is it?
Um,
What's harder? Is it the mental aspect or physical aspect of boxing?
Mental aspect, easily.
Mm.
Easily mental aspect. So I have a lot of MMA fighters who are my friends as well. And I've done a little bit of wrestling, a little bit of kickboxing, a little bit of MMA. I think wrestling conditioning is actually harder than boxing conditioning. But I feel like that mental aspect, to step into a ring with someone for 12 rounds with 8-ounce gloves, get hit, and to stand back up in front of your mother and your father, that's a different type of thing.
And
Mm.
doing it multiple
You
times.
know what I mean? So
What do your parents think right now of the sport?
at first, absolutely not.
Yeah.
When they saw like it wasn't just a thing where I was just walking into the gym for fun, they were very supportive.
Yeah.
And obviously, it's a lot of people get surprised because I'm originally Indian,
Mm.
and obviously my parents are Indian as well, and that's not something very normal.
Yeah.
You know,
It's true.
it's very out of culture.
It's true.
I think my parents are pretty modern and they've supported me. And alhamdulillah.
Which is all you can ask for, I guess,
Yeah,
as
it's the
a
best thing you
child,
can ask
right?
for. It's
Yeah,
the best
come
thing
on.
you can ask for.
But in these mental tough times or the mental battles you have, what do you do to escape them, or how do you deal with them? Is it you obviously mentioned the prayers.
Yeah.
Do you go to Islam when it comes to stuff like that, or do you maybe go do something else instead of boxing, maybe another sport, or how do you deal with tough times?
Of course, first thing is my prayers. Like that's the thing that makes me the calmest. Second thing is definitely like doing more like sports related to boxing. You know, like a little bit of running, maybe a
Yeah.
little bit of swimming, and genuinely spending time with like I have a very small circle.
Yeah.
As social as I am with everyone, I don't like spending time with certain like I only like spending time with certain people every day. There's only like few people that I can see every day. Like I can't see big groups of people every day. Like I really the energy. I like to save that energy, and I keep it for my family and the close ones. And for them, like I would do unimaginable
Anything, yeah.
things. So spending time with people like that, like-minded people like yourself, puts you in a certain type of position in life. When I thought about pro boxing and stuff, like I was like, this might be too difficult. It's too dangerous. And I'll have friends saying like, "Oh, you're good. Why not?" The question is always why not.
Why not,
sure.
bro?
You know what I mean?
Just do it.
Why not?
In
you
1
live-
month it's gonna be
you live
nothing.
One life, and it
Yeah.
goes so quick.
That's
So
true.
why
Dude,
not?
I overthink about this so much that we have one life, dude.
Sometimes you don't think about that.
Yeah.
Sometimes we live like we're here forever.
I swear to God. And I also another thing I thought I also like saw on social media the other day. Your parents also have like it's their first time living also,
Yeah.
so treat them like that and treat your friends
that's
like,
what gets me all the time.
dude. Like you have to like sometimes when you think about your parents or your friends, it's also their first time like living.
Yeah.
So don't blame them, right? Like
Yeah.
I think that gets me. I feel like it's important.
But
I-
yeah, you
Go
go for
on.
it. Go,
No,
go,
please,
go.
please go on.
It's an off topic. We'll finish this topic. Go with what you have to say.
I think that's what makes me like a very forgiving person. I would say,
Mm.
thinking about it in that perspective, where like, bro, like all these people, all these problems you have, like, regardless how big it is, how small it is, your problem is your biggest problem. You need to understand that it's not about like
What do you mean?
got a bigger problem.
What do you mean your problem is your biggest problem?
Bro, you live one life.
Right.
You have one dad, one mom. Okay, alhamdulillah, if you're fortunate enough, you need to understand. You need to prioritize yourself sometimes. Like a lot of people, thinking about, oh, this is happening, this is happening, that. If you can't help, okay, like other than spreading awareness and all that, if you can't physically help, well, help yourself first. Do that, because then you will have two people who are very proud of you, very happy that they gave birth to you.
Yeah, I think it's a different feeling when your parents are like genuinely proud of you.
Genuinely
Like, go.
proud of you. Man, those are the two people you should aim
To
really,
make
really,
proud.
really make proud before anyone else, bro.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Before you're not saying friends are a bad thing, but before your friends and everything, put that family first. That's your blood, bro. You know what I mean?
100%.
Like, don't
100%.
forget where you came from. Don't
Oh.
forget all these things, and really put yourself first and understand that regardless of what's going on, your thing is your biggest thing. Your problem is your biggest problem. Your achievement is your biggest achievement. Have
Yeah.
that gratitude.
100%.
I want to do a segment. If you want to say something before that.
Yeah, we'll go through.
All right. So
some
let's
I have one question for
Tell
the good man.
tell us.
Sir.
Why do you box? What is your purpose? Is you passionate about it, or do you do it for yourself, self-development,
I think it's a little bit of everything, but it's
or you want to
mostly-
make money from it?
No.
So that's
I think I have like a couple of ways already down that I make money from.
yeah.
Oh.
Obviously, you started as well coaching and stuff like that. So how did that start?
Okay, I want to make this clear
Yeah.
on the podcast right now.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do it.
That's it.
I coach mostly fitness and foundation. Okay,
Okay.
because I know how people think about this. Okay, I coach strictly foundation. I make a little bit like people who want to be fighters like to that stage, and then I hand them over to my coach. Okay, I do not believe. This is my personal belief. People can think otherwise. I do not personally believe a fighter can be a coach at the same time. Okay, because when you're a fighter,
Different
your
mode.
mentality is on you. It's your perspective. As a coach, you can see multiple perspectives.
Right.
And yeah.
You know what I mean? That's something I've noticed.
But how did you start with that? Was it your idea or how did that come about?
Yeah, so obviously, like, since I was young, I always wanted to make a little bit extra cash. And I was like, listen, I spend so much time in the gym. Why not do something there? So I was 16, and one of these guys, like an older brother to me, he offered me a job, and he's like, listen, I'll let you take my hours, but I'll give you this amount of pay. I'm like, bro, I don't care about the pay. I'll do it.
How did you like it in the beginning?
I like that people could call me someone that I taught them something. You know what I mean? That makes
Being
me
a
feel
teacher
good.
is good, dude.
Yeah.
When you teach someone something from
Yeah.
zero,
It makes me feel very good.
Yeah.
Especially when you see real progress.
Yeah.
Or them lose some weight, or them being happy, or them seeing you as that person that they can learn things.
You think you can continue this, or once, after the pro fight, then you might have to slow down with that?
No, I definitely think I'll be continuing it for a while, but definitely not that long term.
Yeah.
It's definitely
So
short
book your
term.
spots before they're
yeah,
gone.
real talk.
Yeah, like this coaching thing. Other than financial, it's because I really do enjoy helping out in the gym and stuff.
Yeah.
But I really got bigger goals, and I think coaching is great. but
Do
it's
you
just
have
not
some
my
things like business-wise you can talk about what you're into, or
Yeah.
you like to
Yeah,
hear the
I'm
part?
actually very into real estate.
Oh.
Oh,
I do, yeah. So I'm very
Okay.
into forex trading.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, and
Interesting.
obviously, this is something a lot of my close friends know. And then within the next 5 years, I have to build my own gym.
Want to
Okay,
build your own
inshallah.
gym?
That's a
Yeah,
very
Yeah.
nice. Clip this.
We want to call this
100%.
Rafi's gym. Sick.
I'm
What a
not
sick,
name
sick
down
name.
yet,
Sick
but
name.
that's also a big reason why I'm in the industry.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
to
like-
understand to be an employer, you need to learn how to be an employee.
True.
So I'm an employee right now, and I'm learning the ropes.
To be an employer.
Before-
you're an agent,
Yeah.
broker.
No. I'm talking about in the gym.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
I've done a little bit of reception. I've done a little bit of coaching.
Oh, okay.
I look at the finances sometimes, understand those things.
Yeah.
Good for
And,
you,
my
bro.
boss is very helpful. I have constant conversations with him, and he puts these things in my head that I never saw before. And that's why I always say raw
Experience
experience
beats any preparation.
anything.
Anything.
Raw
Experience,
experience.
you're right there.
Yeah.
I can
100%.
memorize in a paper or something. Go to the
Whatever.
meeting, I get cooked because that guy's been in the industry.
Anything. But I'm telling you, that raw experience, unmatched. And that's exactly what I am.
That's
Interviewed raw experience.
You need to experience it.
But before we get into the segment you want to get
Uh-huh,
into,
uh-huh.
Rafi has something very exciting coming up. So talk to us about the program that you have.
You're talking about TLF, right?
Yep.
Okay,
Right.
so on May 11th, it's my second season of TLF. TLF stands for Train Like a Fighter. It's a 6-week fighting program, and it's available for all levels, all people, and it's just about shifting that mentality where you walk in 6 weeks with me and my coach. We can really show you what you can achieve mentally, physically, and boxing skill-wise.
I love this because a lot of people, as you mentioned off camera, a lot of people, believe there's no, boxing life in Dubai or it's very different. But it actually does exist if you're around the right people.
Yeah,
So
100%.
if you sign up, obviously you're going to have that experience. 6 weeks. If you truly want to get into the sport, then it doesn't get realer than that.
And this is also very limited. We last season we offered meal plans and recoveries. Now, right at this season, we're only offering recovery sessions, but there's not just something that's just inside the gym. There's also outside coaching.
Right.
For 6 weeks, I'm also trying to mentally coach you with my personal experiences, and so is my coach.
I think this is a good offer.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So we literally have this thing where we have a couple of packages, and one package, literally it's written down 24/7 coaching.
Wow.
Yeah.
24/7.
So anytime you text me with anything, I got you. Mental, physical, what it is. I'm a person that can be there, that can help you out.
Right.
It's just more than just about stepping in the gym. It's about shifting your life in 6 weeks.
Okay. Yeah, I like that.
Instead of having to go through 6 months to figure out something, ask someone who's already been through that.
6
With
weeks,
the
man.
experience.
Short
I like
life.
that.
Come get it.
Yeah. I want to do this segment. So it's the first time doing it. I don't know. I think we spoke about it just off camera. So we're gonna call the segment No Filter, and we're gonna throw a lot of questions at you. You can either answer them. You don't have to think about it for too long. You're gonna think about it for a short amount of time, not long, right? Or just answer straight away, or you can pass. Some of them, if they're personal, you want to say pass, you can pass as much as you want. And if you're gonna pass, we're gonna ask why. If you're gonna answer it, why. So yeah, let's get started. You ready?
Yeah, it's true.
I have them written down.
Go.
So, are you actually ready for your pro debut?
Yes, sir.
Okay, why? What makes you ready?
Definitely the mental, the experience I've had, and when you're ready, you're ready. That's not something you can explain to other people. That's something internal.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Have you ever been scared of an opponent?
100%. Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Not scared of any opponents, because alhamdulillah, I don't think I fear any man, but scared of the outcome. Because when you have personal figures like your father and your mother watching, you have that little fear of disappointment. That's different.
Good one.
Fear of outcome and fear of opponent is very different.
Right. Do you think you're better than most fighters your age?
Chill.
Yes, I 100% believe that, but that's what it takes to be a fighter. That's self-belief. But like I said, there's always a bigger fish in the sea.
Right. But you have to have that ego.
100%. 100%. I don't think it's ego. Though.
You don't think so?
I think it's extreme amount of self-belief.
Self-belief,
A little bit touching that ego line.
Define ego then.
The cute ego.
The cute ego.
Yeah.
100%.
Like, it's not, yeah.
Ego is when it starts becoming self-destructive.
Okay, that's a good
Or,
line to
you know,
define it.
insulting other people or look at people different. But as long as it's for you
Inside.
and it's for your confidence.
100%. I'm with you on that.
Big
Yeah,
time. Yeah. All right. If you lose your pro fight, does it mess you up mentally?
100%, but losing is not an outcome. It's not
What is
possible.
it then?
It's just not possible.
So you're just not gonna lose.
It's just not possible.
I hope you don't. No, you won't.
I
I trust me. With this
I don't
mentality,
think
no
so.
one's stopping you,
No
bro.
one's stopping you.
Do you enjoy hurting people?
I think borderline to be at the sport at a professional level, you have to be.
Really?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I definitely do, but it's not something like I'm
Like-
a violent person.
Okay.
But definitely, you know, there is something nice about cracking somebody.
Yeah, probably. Is. Are you more disciplined than talented?
100%. The only thing God gave me is not about shape, hands, or anything. The only thing God gave me is right here: will to fight, heart, and that's something I think that's 1 in 8 billion.
Do you think talent beats discipline, or discipline beats talent?
Talent is the head start. Discipline is the finish line. That's the only way to say
Well
it.
said. Well said. Have you ever wanted to quit boxing?
Oh, so many times, bro.
Really?
So many times. I mean, obviously, not after I passed like that 2-3 year stage. So I've been boxing close to 6 years now. So the first year, bro, when you get beat up in the gym like that, you're gonna quit boxing.
Forget about it. Forget
You
about
wanna
it.
get out of there, bro.
Yeah,
Go to
start.
Papa
Yeah,
John's,
yeah.
bro. Get some of that. Go home.
Are you doing this for yourself or to prove something?
Always to myself.
Really?
Always to myself. Because there's no one else you want to prove than the past you, the present you, and the future you.
Especially in long-term things, I believe, because if it's for something and then you beat that, so now what?
Agreed.
Mhm.
100%.
Well said.
Well said.
Are you happy?
Alhamdulillah, man.
Really?
Alhamdulillah. I'm genuinely like, couldn't get happy with my life, but I have everything I want and I will get everything that I want. You know, alhamdulillah. I'm very happy, man.
Interesting. That's it for the segment, dude. A lot of these, I thought some of them were interesting answers, actually. Hold on. Yeah, interesting person. Dude, it's one of those people you meet that, like, I'm talking about you. One of the people you meet, like, for me, it shifts your mentality about your discipline, the mental side, and the tawakkul. I'm a big fan of it, bro. Big
Yeah, I
time.
appreciate that.
It's
No,
very
big
nice.
time.
to-
Appreciate that.
Big time.
So for the people, let them know what's next for Rafi. Or what should they expect from you?
I mean, listen, like, I
So
don't,
will they get the social media they've been asking for? Or
yeah,
that's
Come on.
100%. Though.
Okay.
That's something I can give out because there's no external factors to it.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You know, hanging out with a couple of influencers. Obviously, they know I don't like social media. I know I don't like social media.
Okay.
But with the world we live in, you gotta shift up.
Right.
That's
You
it.
know, you gotta gear up sometimes.
Yeah.
So I do have like a lot of social media projects that I'm working on, and I think by the end of the year, I can definitely expect like maybe like a 10K, 20K growth.
Why
for
not?
sure. Yeah.
Why not? No, you suited, dude. You have the personality, you have everything. It's just missing.
Yeah, I you know, it's just about that consistency that I
Yeah.
put in the gym. I gotta put on the socials now.
So,
That's it.
But my TikTok and mostly my TikTok, I would assume is like having good growth. Like I've had a lot of people come up to me saying,
Okay.
like, "Are you that boxer on TikTok?"
Sounds good. I mean, look, listen. I
you're
feel
not
like-
used to that, yeah?
I'm
You're-
I always get like a little shy, bro. Like,
Publicity
That's amazing.
it has its pros and cons. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just that for me, publicity is such a controversial topic for me, bro. Because me, like, I don't like taking pictures with public figures and everything. Because I don't like that whole
Like,
you
I
know,
get you.
idolizing someone.
Yeah.
But I like it more in the sense like if it's someone I respect, I'm like, bro, I want to take a picture with you because I respect you, not because I look up to you. I don't have that type of thing where I look up to people. If I
Right.
look up to someone, bro,
You
it's-
don't?
It's my own blood.
Who's your role figure? Who's your role model? Sorry.
I don't think like I have a certain role model.
Wow.
I think I've taken the pros out of the people I've looked at in my life, and the cons I've just thrown in the bin, bro. And I've kept that pros and I've adjusted it. Because bro, in life you're a character, bro. You get to decide how you tune yourself.
Wow.
Yeah.
Real full stop.
That's
Damn. Yeah. You do.
that's
you
amazing.
do.
You said a lot of interesting things, very
Wisdom,
nice things.
really writes
Lot of
wisdom, huh?
Is there anything else you would like to tell the people before we unfortunately have to
Wrap up.
wrap
It's
it up?
getting late. Yeah.
Just very
Final
grateful
words.
to be on the show.
Of course,
and,
man.
May 8th, I hope to see everyone there. And you know,
May
you guys
8th.
can expect a stoppage, but thank you guys for
May 8th, of course. Clap it up for Rafi, guys. Come on.
Alhamdulillah.
Thank you, Rafi. Thank you, bro. Thank you so much, man.